If you are an NRI living anywhere in the Gulf, what I am about to tell you will fundamentally change how you think about your financial future in this region. For the first time in history, personal income tax has officially entered GCC, and it is happening sooner than you think. The tax-free region that attracted millions of Indians especially to Gulf over last 5 decades slowly changing its approach. The tax-free dream is officially ending. And if you think this won't affect you because you're not in Oman, think again. What is happening in Oman today is coming to your doorstep tomorrow. This is an important video if you are living in any part of the GCC or if you are planning to move to these places. So stay tuned till the end. If you are new to this channel, I am CS Keerthana. I have completed SEMA from UK. I am an AMFI registered overseas MFT. I am also SCA registered in UAE. I run the consultancy, a firm which is specialized in NRI services. Before I discuss in detail, let me take you back to what has happened in a couple of weeks back that has surprised the entire Gulf region. Oman government had issued an official circular announcing the implementation of personal income tax starting from January 2028. This is very important because this is not just a speculation or rumor, it's an official government's policy now. The details are crystal clear now. Anyone earning more than 42,000 Omani riyals annually, which is approximately around $109,000, will have to pay 5% tax on their income. The Oman government is clearly saying that 99% of residents won't be affected by this move because this is targeted only towards high earners. Yes, this is true, but this move will have major implications for many NRIs, especially if you are a qualified professional working in Gulf like an engineer, doctor, IT specialist or finance professional or even business. You are likely to be in this earning zone. You definitely will have earning well above this threshold. This tax is specifically targeting high income earners. That includes most skilled NRI professionals who moved to Gulf for better opportunities in last decades. But remember, this tax is not imposed on just expat or some specific nationalities. Even if locals or Omani nationals, they are in this category, then they will have to pay this tax. So it is not a policy like US President Trump where you target only specific set of people. What I'm trying to explain is this is not discrimination against expat or any foreign workers. It is a fundamental shift in the policy level how Gulf countries or economies are going to think forward. So we need to understand why is Oman doing this? The answer lies in two powerful forces that are reshaping entire region. First, international pressure is mounting like never before on Gulf countries. OECD or the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, this has been systematically increasing the pressure, influencing Gulf Cooperation Council, these countries to introduce taxes as a part of its global push for fair and sustainable tax base. You would have probably heard about OECD's base erosion and profit shifting framework and the global minimum corporate tax agreement. These are not just fancy policy names. They are the powerful tools which OECD is using to pressurize these countries to conform to certain international tax standards. The OECD's inclusive framework, which several GCC countries have already adopted, it encourages even minimum corporate tax rate of 15%. We have already seen the result. UAE had introduced corporate tax, Bahrain had followed the suit, and in UAE, the bigger MNCs are in this tax bracket. And now Oman is taking the next logical step with personal income tax. This pressure stems from OECD's broader goal of fostering fiscal stability and reducing what they call as economic distortions. In simple terms, they believe that tax-free zones create unfair advantages in whole global economy. The second reason is even more crucial for understanding Where is it headed? The long-term trajectory of the Gulf region. In fact, it is economic survival. For decades, Gulf countries like Oman, Saudi, UAE, they have built their entire economic model, especially Saudi or Oman, on oil revenue. But here is uncomfortable truth. That model is slowly dying because of the promotion of green energy. There is transition happening. Global demand for fossil fuels is expected to decline dramatically over next 2 decades. The world is transitioning to renewable energy. Electric vehicles are becoming mainstream. So countries are committing to these net zero emissions. Oman can see the writing on the wall. They need to diversify their income streams and they need to do it as fast as they can. This new tax is not just about raising revenue, it is about building a sustainable economic foundation, a model that actually is not entirely dependent on oil prices for many years to come. International Monetary Fund or IMF has been consistently putting pressure on Gulf countries to consider income taxes as a part of the diversification strategy. Oman is simply making the first move by taking this plunge. But in the long run, this may impact you even if you are not in Oman, but in any part of GCC countries. Oman won't be alone for doing this. We are witnessing beginning of massive transformation across entire GCC region. In a region where there was no tax for such a long time, now you can see many other types of taxes already in place. Saudi Arabia had introduced VAT in 2018. UAE had followed 5% VAT and then implemented corporate tax of 9%. As of now, if you're running a business in UAE and earning above 1 million AED, even as an individual, you need to pay 9% corporate tax, with an exception for salary income, real estate income, and personal investment income. Bahrain also introduced corporate tax. Now only Qatar and Kuwait, they do not have this VAT or corporate tax, but they are watching other countries' moves closely. If Oman is able to implement these taxes without losing talent, other countries may also start following the suit. I'm not telling that, the rest of all countries may implement the income tax directly, immediately after Oman. No, it doesn't happen so. But understand the strategic shift. If these countries don't implement direct income tax like Oman, then they may opt for other routes like remittance tax. US has already done it. One thing is clear. If you are an NRI who has come to Gulf just based on the assumption that, oh, I don't have any tax, there is zero tax, then you need to embrace the reality that it is changing. Having said all of this, to earn the money in GCC, we get to take major share here, right? Without taxation, so far it is the best. 5% tax is incredibly low compared to what you would pay in other Western countries. Based on your life goals, you have to plan your residence as an NRI. That's it. I hope I made my point very clear and you got a new perspective in this video. See you with another interesting topic in next week. Till then, bye-bye.